Let's kick off some Gun Talk Live. All right, the big news this week is the March gun sales. NSSF adjusted NICS checks jump 80% for March 2020. That's right, 80%. 2.3 more than 2.3 million gun sales is an increase of 80% compared to March 2019. March 2019 adjusted NICS figure, it was 1.3 million gun sales. The first quarter of 2020, NSSF adjusted NICS checks, 4.8 million NICS checks, reflects an increase of 41% over the 3.4 million figure for first quarter of 2019. Also, in other news, Remington V3 TAC 13 wins the Golden Bullseye Award, and that's from the NRA American Rifleman. You guys probably know the V3 TAC 13, but it's based off the VersaPort gas system, cycles 2 3/4 and 3-inch 12-gauge loads. Sig Sauer introduces the expansion of the Legion series of pistols with the Sig Sauer P220 Legion 10mm SAO, single action only. Is a full-size hammer-fired pistol featuring a Legion gray stainless steel slide and frame with X-Ray 3 day-night sights and an ambidextrous manual safety. Legion enhancements include solid steel guide rod, enhanced checkering on the front strap, under the trigger guard, front cocking serrations, black G10 checker grips with Legion medallion inset on the grips, Legion chevron, and it kind of makes you just like the coolest guy at the range. So those are just a couple updates for you. Welcome into Gun Talk Live, brought to you by Colt, still making history. Kevin Jarnagin, KJ, welcome in, man. How you doing?
I'm doing good, man, considering that, I mean, we've got a lot of craziness going on down here and all across the country, but, we're staying safe. We're doing our part, doing the whole social distancing, which is actually a little bit harder for me because, dude, I'm a people person. I want to be out. I want to be about. They won't let me.
I know. It drives you crazy, right?
It's just awful, man. I mean, we're social creatures. I mean, at a habit, whether it's on the range or it's out in the world, we just want to be around each other. We want to show off our new toys and all that good stuff that we got going on, and this is making life a little bit more difficult, but we're adjusting.
So today on Gun Talk Live, we have a couple different things to cover. We have an interview that KJ did with a guy who's talking about customizing your guns. Customizing mainly pistols, I believe, right, KJ? And then also, we're going to have talk about kind of new, as we're stuck at the house, a lot of people are cleaning their guns, cleaning out stuff, going through things. And as you do that, you find stuff that you haven't messed with in a while. So we thought, let's pull a few guns out of our own gun safes and kind of go, what's the cool stuff hiding in the back that maybe is not new stuff, but it's stuff that we like. And so, we're going to cover that as well.
And we also have, guys, don't forget every comment. I'm going to be monitoring YouTube comments. Ryan's over there on Facebook. Comment. Let us know what guns you're cleaning, what your favorite gun in your safe is. But also, we're going to play a game. Should KJ shoot this gun he's going to show you at the end of this for the first time?
Oh. I can't wait to play this
game. That's
actually
a good question.
Should KJ shoot the gun and possibly injure himself? Everybody wants to watch that, right?
Not in the house. Not in the house. But I mean, that's actually a good question. Do you have those guns that you just never shoot? Is it for you're scared that they're going to be devalued? Which was kind of always my thought process. But now that I look at it, I don't think it matters at all.
Yeah, so I'd love to hear from our audience of what are some guns that maybe you're sitting around your place in your safe that maybe it's not, your daily carrier gun or something like that, but it's just a gun that you like, that you have sitting there and you go, man, this is cool. And maybe there's a story to it. Usually there's a lot of guns with stories to them, whether it's family stories or an experience you had with the gun. So we're going to go through that. We ought to talk about real quick. We have a big giveaway going on right now. It is the carry-on giveaway now through Friday, April 17th at guntalk.com/win. Grand prize, one winner wins the new FN 503 Slim 9mm, a $500 gift certificate to Galco Gun Leather, and a lockdown prize pack, including the lockdown puck, a vault kit, 3-pack of handgun organizers, vault automatic light, door organizer. There's also 2 first prize winners, which they get a $250 gift certificate to Galco Gun Leather. Pick out a few different holsters there. You even have the Miami rig, the leather Miami Vice deal. Lockdown prize pack as well. And so if you're interested in winning that stuff, just go over to guntalk.com/win and you will be entered, baby. So KG, you had a conversation earlier with a guy who's all about customizing guns. Tell us about that, and then throw us to that interview.
Well, so it all started out when this idea came out about I was going to try to Gucci my Glock and and my carry gun, which I kind of found out that when you do that, it transforms your carry gun into a range beauty. I mean, it turns you don't have a carry gun really anymore, and I've kind of slowly remembered that throughout the process that kind of happens. So he actually reached out to me. This is Jonathan Ramos out of Texas, and he saw my post on Instagram, and I said, did I ruin my Glock? And he reached out and he says, you didn't ruin it, but I'd like to try something on your next gun if you wouldn't let me, if you trust me. And looking at his Instagram page, oh my gosh, I trust him unbelievably, 100%. And what's cool about it, and we didn't get it into the interview, but he actually is going to do kind of a special kind of edition stippling job for this. He sent it off to a laser engraver, and so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I can tell you this: like if you guys are thinking about a DIY, and he actually advocates that you try it, but there's a lot that can go wrong, and he's a professional at this. So let him do it. And man, I'm just going to kick it over to the interview. It was awesome. But if you guys have any questions, please leave them in the comments because this guy is a true professional.
All right, guys, I'm sitting here and we all customize our firearms in one way or another because we want to make it ours. I set out and I said, you know what? I'm going to customize my EDC. I'm going to stipple my grips. Big mistake on my part. We've got to go to a professional, and that's who I've got on the line with me right now. And that handsome gentleman to my left, I guess you're right, would be Mr. Jonathan Ramos of Stipp Grips. Jonathan, how you doing?
Doing good, bud. Doing good.
So Jonathan actually reached out to me, and if you guys aren't following Jonathan and Stipp Grips on Instagram, you've got to do it. He's got probably one of the most beautiful collection of firearms going out of his workshop, I guess, that you'll ever see. And you guys are familiar with that gun that I did, and here it is. He took one look at that and he said, oh man, that boy needs some help. So Jonathan, how did you get into this?
So me personally, man, I can't leave things alone. I always look for modifications, upgrades, customizing things. That's one of my, I would say, default that led to, an occupation that's a passion at the same time. So I was able to research what it was that I could do to my Glock to make it more mine, make it more custom, make it more special to me. And one of the things that I ran across was stippling. That's something that I saw that you could do it yourself, DIY, basically. And going into it, man, I went into it very, very curious and just saw everything from DIY to completely custom perfection. And I jumped into it as a DIY guy, but just always looked at these guys that were just doing something so beautiful, but custom and professional. And it just drove me to just want to find out how do they do that? And then, of course, one thing led to another. You start picking up on certain techniques, certain processes, and then you get humbled really fast whenever you think you can do it, and you just you fail, fail, but each time you take something from it.
Right. And that's one thing that I learned too. And I think every DIY guy and who has a passion for this kind of thinks, well, it should be easy. Like I've watched a couple of YouTube videos, and why not just give it a go? But you know what? It's a lot more difficult. And I guarantee you my stippling job does not turn out as good looking as yours, but yours is also functional, which I like. It's smooth. And you have a bunch of different designs for the guy who's looking for, something more aggressive, or the guy who's just looking to add a little style into his life, or the guy who's looking for the real finer, deep details on it. So what's probably would be your most common seen mistake on guys' stippling jobs?
So I would say the biggest liability that there is, or the biggest threat that there is whenever somebody removes too much material, whether it's with the trigger guard or just on the actual frame. Because a lot of guys, they remove too much material, and then you start getting flexing in the polymer frame. And you don't want that whenever you're downrange. Whenever you're operating that firearm, you don't want snap in any part. So the biggest thing is a lot of guys that do it yourself, be very cautious about how much material you're removing, especially around, this is a unloaded firearm, is around these corners right here.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Around the finger group area, because inside of there, that rounded part is very thin.
Right.
So a lot of guys, they end up with windows. They didn't even see them coming, because they'll remove material and then put their heated tip to it, and then all of a sudden it'll pop right through.
Whoops.
That's a scary thing.
You were telling me, like, how many guys do you have as customers who go, hey man, I think I've ruined it. I think, can you help me out? How many of those guys do you actually get?
I'll get anywhere from 5 to 10 emails a day of people asking me, hey, I did this, or my buddy did this, can you fix it? And my most common response is, out of my love for you and your safety, I would rather us start with a fresh frame,
right?
Just so you can enjoy the full experience,
right?
And be safe.
And it's not. I don't think guys adjusting their stippling is a knock against a manufacturer, because there's a lot of different grips out there, but you don't do work on only Glocks, because I think the Gucci Glock term, and that's actually what I did to my Glock, was I tried to Gucci it, and we all know that story, but you're working on FN, you're working on SIGs. I mean, where's your breaking point as far as what you guys are able to do?
To be honest with you, anything from polymer 80s, M&Ps, Glocks, SIGs, CZs, FMs.
If it's polymer, you can do it.
Yeah, basically for the most part. Now there's some considerations where, some of your SIGs, the polymer compound mix for that has a little bit more of a glassy texture to it.
Okay.
So I try to stick to more conservative microdots. Those are very friendly, it's a very universal texture. Now, some of your wider textures, like the snake skin, stuff like that, they have a larger stippling tip. That spreads a lot more polymer out whenever you press into it. So you need to really test out your polymer before you jump all the way into it. And you got to respect the polymer. You got to respect all aspects of the ergonomics and the structure of the frame. That's just one of the biggest things, man, is safety. You want your guys, you want your clients, you want your buddies, you want your family to be, just completely comfortable, and to have that security and knowing that, the confidence knowing that their frame's going to be just fine.
Well, and I think one thing we're seeing now with everybody kind of starting to work from home and guys starting to get concentrated, they're going to start getting that itchy stippling finger. They're going to want to customize a little bit more and a little bit more, a little bit more. But like, how do guys get a hold of you in order to make this happen? And typically, what's a price range? What does a guy need to look for? Like, if he goes to Stipp, what's he looking for? Like, what should he ask? What are the questions that he should ask?
So one thing that I want to start off with is I encourage everybody that wants to do it themselves to try it. But I also encourage them to do a lot of research. Now, a lot of guys like me that do this professionally get the question, how do you do this? How do you do that? One thing that I want to respect, one thing I want to respectfully say is this is what we do as our main income for our families. Okay, so we've invested years into processes and techniques and equipment, and we failed many of times, and it's cost us money. Whenever I say us, the stippling company community, it's pretty large, and there's some really talented guys. I am not nowhere near the best out there. I've never claimed to be. There's many guys that I admire and I aspire to be like, but with my own feel and take on it.
Yeah.
Now, anybody that wants to reach out to a stippling company, this is universal. This is not just about me.
Yeah.
Is look at whatever advertisement profile that they have, whether social media, a website, and just follow the steps. They'll tell you how to get in contact with them. Me personally, social media is free, and I can engage customers one-on-one. Now, since I've started this, I've been doing everything by hand. So whenever you see a post, you'll typically see an email at the bottom. Shoot me an email, and it's typically me or my wife. We're going to respond back to you. It's going to be a copy and paste template.
Yeah.
It's going to tell you everything from beginning to start, and you're going to get an order form. And a lot of guys that do this professionally, they have the same process.
Okay.
So just know that a lot of times, I spend hours in the shop, and then I spend hours on the laptop.
Yeah.
And so this is not a stamped out, assembly line type thing. This is a one-on-one custom shop.
Right. It's a true custom job. And I mean, and so we're going to overlay some Instagram pictures for you guys. But I mean, if you're at all thinking about doing yourself and you want it to turn out great and unbelievable, you got to send it to Stipp. You got to send it to Jonathan and have his shop do it. What does a typical job kind of look like for you as far as like pricing wise? I know there's a wide range of it, but what do you typically charge these guys for adding a custom feature that they'll be proud of for years?
So just me personally, what I have now is called an all-in package. This means that you get basically a list. You get to pick your texture. You get to pick your layout. You get to pick trigger guard work, so you can do single undercut or the double undercut.
Okay.
Some people don't like the double undercut. Some people like just the single undercut. I give you the option to do that. If you have finger grooves, if that pertains to your frame, then you get the option to remove them or keep them. And then we go all the way down to grip modifications, glove cuts, mag scallop. Was that a Gen 3 19 that you have?
Gen 5.
Gen 5, okay.
Yeah.
So like on the Gen 3s, the mag release is different. So you can actually scallop away some of that material around it so you can purchase on it. And so my all-in package means you have my full attention for whatever it is you want, flat rate of $250.
Wow.
For all of your subcompacts, compacts, and full-size frames. Now, if you're sending in a 48 or 43 or 43X, these are 180. So obviously the smaller frame means less time I have to spend on it.
Right.
At the end of the day, you're spending money on somebody's time and quality of work. So
yeah,
I'm not the cheapest out there, but I'm definitely not the priciest out there. So I always try to find that middle ground that everybody can benefit from.
I'm telling you, Jonathan, like when you reached out to me and you said, "Hey, you need some help," I was really glad.
I didn't say that. I didn't say help.
Well, I need help. It's self-admitted, but it kind of opened my eyes to think like there's guys out there doing this that are true professionals, and that aren't going to cost an arm and a leg to have something that when you grip it, you know that it's done right, and you're not going to have any give or have any windows or anything like that on your frame. And it's, man, like I'm excited. I'm excited to kind of work with you on a few guns that I've got lined out. So we're going to see where it goes. But again, guys, Stipp grips. I mean, you guys need to reach out to them. Look at them on Instagram. I think we're going to put some contact information below here. So if you guys want to reach out to Jonathan, please do so. Go look at his stuff. It's amazing work. But Jonathan, man, thank you for joining us today on Gun Talk Live. And if you guys have any questions, put them in the comments. Put them in the comments, and who knows, maybe I can weasel out another stipple job from Jonathan.
Appreciate your time, bud.
Thank you, man.
Everybody wants to make their guns their own, you know. So got to take care of some bills real quick. For 25 years, Crimson Trace has been making quality products, and now is your chance to get them for a special price during the Buy More, Save More sale at crimsontrace.com through April 30th. Their laser saddle, the Railmaster Pro, red dot sights, laser grips. The more you buy, the more cash you get back. It couldn't be easier. You can purchase online or at a local retailer. A lot of people are doing that these days. And redeem online at crimsontrace.com. Also, Sig Sauer. Sig Sauer's released their new 10 millimeter, the Sig P220 Legion full-size SAO, which gives the pistol a lighter trigger pull. That single action trigger is nice. Sig Legion series features enhancements, including gray stainless steel slide. It's a cool gray theme they have going with the Legion series. Serrated slide, a checker in the front strap and grips. Find out more at sigsauer.com. Tune in to Gun Talk Radio this Sunday to hear all about the new P220 Legion 10 millimeter from Phil Strader, world champion shooter, and all around fun guy to hang out with for sure. Okay, Jay, Phil's a riot.
It's hard to get out of the process of going P320. It's hard to break that.
P220. Yeah. So we have a winner, right? Comments from last week. We did a big giveaway last week.
We do have. I just want to remind everybody, hey, when you sign in and you leave a comment, you're entered to win automatically. And it's not a hard process that we go through. We add up all the comments, and then I pick a random person to, pick a number. But that being said, Ray Klein won last week. He won the whole lockdown thing. And so congratulations to Ray. Hey, Ray, I got good news, buddy. That's already in the mail. I shipped it out today. So we're excited. And hey, guys, we've been trying to give this away, and it's probably one of the most useful tools that you'll ever carry on you every single day. It produces a ton of output, but we're doing the stiletto again. So if you guys want to win a stiletto from Surefire, Ryan, you've been carrying that.
Yeah, I've been carrying the stiletto. I like it a lot. It's real flat. It's rechargeable, which is handy. When you're just not carrying around, you have a little downtime at the house, or sometimes even in the truck, you can plug it in and just give it that boost up. But I like it. One thing I found, just for my personal preference, it does have a clip on it, so you can clip it onto your pocket. A lot of people like that. I actually took the clip off, and it just slides into my pocket that way, and I don't have to worry about it. That's usually how I carry flashlights, just a personal preference thing. But I've been carrying it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, well, good. Well, that's what you guys can win this week. And I promise you guys got to, tune back in, look at last week's video, because, this contest runs for a week. So you have a week to enter, engage in any of the conversation that's going on online on our content. But no, I'll reach out to you guys. I'll leave you a message, and I'll try to pin it. YouTube is a little bit more tricky. So if you win and you left a comment on YouTube, make sure you check back, okay? Because that's how I'm going to reach out to you guys.
They have to check the YouTube, their YouTube account.
No, I mean, either within the video or you know what? Hey, just join us live next week and you'll find out if you win. And then just reach out to me, kj@guntalk.com.
Okay. All right. Got it. All right.
So
So we
Ryan,
thought it'd be fun to pull a couple things out of the safe and some fun stuff to show off. So are we ready for some show and tell?
we are. Now I was instructed to grab one gun and you grabbed two. So given that nature, you're gonna go first, then I'm gonna go, then you can go last.
All right. All right. All right. We'll start off with a gun that just sits in my safe, but I really should shoot it more. This is actually a Kimber SIS Custom. It's a gun they don't make anymore. The gun's very unloaded, but it's a typical 1911 45 ACP, but it's real slicked up, and it's actually built for LAPD SIS division, Special Investigation Services. I think it's what it stands for. But it's a real slick gun, solid trigger here. I actually put a Crimson Trace Master Series laser grips on it. If you guys can see, it kind of matches the gun. They're just a kind of a dark gray green that I think the gun looks good. It feels good. I don't shoot it enough, but every time I do, I enjoy it. So it's one of those guns that's kind of unique, and I just enjoy. I just enjoy this gun.
Now,
What's
Ryan,
one that you brought,
shot that
Mr.
gun?
KJ? Oh
Okay.
yeah, I've shot it. Yeah.
Well, I dug
Not
in the
recently.
vault, and so I've never shot it. And there was a comment left that it was what good's a gun if you haven't shot it. So I think that's kind of my thing, is that I want to shoot it, but I can't find any ammo for it because it's in 3240. So kind of a fun piece right here. It's a Model 94 Winchester. And it's a John Wayne commemorative, but it's got great. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see it. The detail work on it is just absolutely amazing. But everybody knows the sound of a lever action. But John Wayne commemorative 3240. So the story kind of behind this gun is that my dad, and a guy never says, "Hey man, I really miss that boat." But when a guy sits there and he sells a gun, he always is like, I shouldn't have sold that gun. Well, my dad actually traded a boat for this gun and another one exactly like it. And it's I think the Canadian version of this gun. But it was he gave that one to my brother and this one to me. But then I go back and I look at it and I was like, oh man, it's not a 30-30, it's a 3240. So I don't know much about that cartridge. But one thing I can tell you, ammo is impossible to find.
So, this is a perfect platform. You can put it out there to all of our listeners and viewers. Say, does anybody have a box of 3240? I'm sure KJ will trade you something.
Yeah, I'll trade you something for like quite a few boxes of 3240 if you've got it. I mean, I'll check HSM every once in a while because they kind of make those lever action cartridges, but I just have not found any available.
I love the big loop on that gun too. That's cool. John Wayne series.
Oh, yeah. It's crazy. Yeah,
that's awesome.
But
so
giant loop.
The other one I have. Signature. Oh yeah, I love it. You just want to go walk around the woods with that thing. So the other one I brought out is nothing fancy at all, but it's kind of one of those that is special to me, and it's got a story along with it. This is simply a Remington 870 youth model. So it's a 20 gauge. It's got a real short, it's like really short stock on it. And this is the gun that I was using as a youth. to do duck hunting. And what was funny about it is I got to go to the duck camp with all the grown men, and which is always cool when you're getting into it as a kid. And this little shorty 20 gauge, I started actually shooting and killing a lot of ducks sitting in the duck blind with the grown men. The funny part was I wasn't aware that I shouldn't shoot at ducks that were too, So I'm started calling long shot since my kids to get just a little bit bigger.
It's better than being called like Skybuster or something like that. I mean, I've heard that nickname given out quite a few times.
Yeah, my Skybuster gun, I didn't bring that one out to tell that story. So we have some comments coming in. I mean, I'm monitoring Facebook. Bobby says, love that lever action, John Wayne. Nice Kimber 1911. A couple folks chimed in about 10 millimeter. Love my 10 millimeter Hunter from SIG. And Kevin Bryan chimes in from Cleo Springs, Oklahoma. I think he's been on here before. Brian Sox says, my favorite I have in the safe is a 22 short by Harrington, I believe is what that says. A 22 short, which is funny. Not a real fancy gun, kind of just maybe a little bit of an oddball, but it's funny how those guns are the ones that we like a lot because they just have meaning to us, right? Or it's the ones we just like to shoot.
Right. Well, it's definitely been eye-opening to kind of be at home. I'm normally in the office and I'm doing stuff, but then to go and we kind of had this assignment to go get get a gun out of your safe you want to talk about. I was reintroduced to a lot of guns that I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, we all have those guns that sit in the back of the safe or in the back of the closet or wherever you keep them, and you just don't shoot them much or use them much, but you still like them.
Right.
Now, if you have a gun that you don't like and you also don't shoot much, now's a good time to sell it. I mean, we're thinking about all the gun sales happening right now. I think I saw a stat this morning that this is a crazy stat. Listen to this. 1 in 20 households bought a gun in March in America. So that means there's a lot of new gun owners out there. So I challenge our audience, be that helpful gun guy of your neighbors, of your friends. Help people out. Help them to do it safely, please. Help them to get into it the right way. If we do it the right way, we're going to actually cultivate these people to be gun enthusiasts, at least a little bit. And now, election time, they're gun owners. They're in our club, which is pretty cool. What do you think, KJ?
It is definitely a strange time because we've talked about this last week a little bit too. And as we start growing that, a lot of this is giving us opportunities. In today's newsletter, Tom talks about it and I talk about it. We've got to take these little opportunities we've got. This is actually a bad time for our country, but a good time for us gun owners, because we've got guys that were on that fence, and they didn't really know which side they were going to fall on. And now we've got them. We've got to keep them. So we've got to engage with those folks. We've got to give them advice when asked. We've got to steer them in the right direction. If we don't do that, it'd be very easy when this is all over, say, well, I don't need that gun anymore. No, now's the time when you've got to hold on to it. You've got to keep it and you've got to defend those rights. And so Tom's campaign 20 in 2020 is still going. We're just asking you guys to stay on it. And this is counting. Anytime you talk with someone, that's your 20 in 20. Keep it up.
Yeah, spend 20 minutes a day in 2020 on some sort of gun rights, gun advocacy thing. And I think there are some opportunities for people listening and maybe being open to that message now. It's like, look, you're a gun owner now. Let's try to do this the right way, and let's try to not have it sit in a box for 3 months, and then when they're all done with this, they don't care anymore. Hopefully, we can introduce them the right way and get them on board. So, Facebook's been pretty active. I appreciate you guys watching. Bobby also says my go-to is a Winchester 94 and 44 mag. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, now we're going to get on the lever action kick. We have to do some more on stuff on that. I love lever actions.
Yeah. Hey, we'll video it. If I can get some ammo, we'll video me shooting this gun for the first time.
Yeah. So appreciate you guys watching. Be sure, if you're not signed up for it, sign up for the Gun Talk newsletter. As KJ said, we have lots of good articles coming out, and we're also dropping deals. We're finding deals on ammo still, ammo, magazines, all that stuff, and we're putting it out there. Download the Gun Dealio app. We're sending out notifications about new products and deals and those types of things on that side of thing. And we appreciate you watching, for subscribing to Roku, YouTube, Facebook, all those places. And we'll be dropping more videos, lots more videos. So that's about it. Any last words, KJ?
Nope. If you can, go out and shoot. I mean, if you can social distance yourself, get out, go to the range, fine tune those skills. Find me some ammo.
Absolutely. Go find some 3240 for KJ. That's the mission for everybody this week. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. That's it for Gun Talk Live.
Thanks for watching Gun Talk Live. For more great gun content, subscribe to our YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages. You can always watch the Gun Talk channels on Roku, Apple TV, and Amazon. And of course, you can always find us at guntalk.com. Thanks for watching.